I am Teddy Atlas, and I've been doing a series of videos, instructional videos, for dynamicstriking.com. They're the best at putting out instructional fight videos. And we've put up 4, matter of fact, the 5th one will be coming up pretty soon. Hopefully you guys enjoy them. And they asked me, Dynamic Striking asked me if I would, from time to time, a couple times a month, if I would do one of these type videos where I just talk, I pick a subject and I talk about it to help promote, as I said, what we're doing with the instructional videos. So here's another one. Every once in a while in a fight, you can learn more than just about the punches, the technique. You know, jabs are landing, he's hurting him in the body. You know, he's cutting the ring down. But there's life lessons. There's lessons for all of us to learn every once in a while during a fight. That's one of the special things about boxing for me. And there was a fight not too long ago. It was on the undercard of that Jones-Tyson event that took place that made a lot of money. And a lot of people obviously watched it. But it was during the Jack and McKieran fight. And McKieran was terribly overmatched. And he showed heart, but he took a beating, terrible beating. And the announcers during that was Adesanya, who's the great middleweight UFC champion, tremendous, undefeated fighter. And the great, and I don't use that word lightly, even though I just said it twice, but the great Sugar Ray Leonard. For me, one of the greatest fighters of all time, and one of the greatest fighters I've ever watched live during his career, not just in tape. And something really interesting, a teaching moment, a learning moment for all of us took place. And unfortunately, we're always frank here, but the blow-by-blow guy overtalked him. He didn't capture what was going on and understand and let them elaborate. Give them air to breathe. Let them expand on their thoughts. But what was started there was when Adesanya said, you know, I think McKieran's thinking about quitting. Even though he was showing a lot of heart, but taking a beating. And the great Sugar Ray Leonard started to say something that, well, it's extraordinary. You very rarely hear somebody great at what they do admit to a weakness or a weak moment. Not a weakness, but a weak moment. A moment where maybe they were going to do something that you would think unthinkable. And Sugar Ray Leonard said, yeah, you know, there's been a couple times in my career where I thought about that. About quitting? Are you kidding me? Who would ever think that? Of course you would never think it because you never did it. But he said in the first Iran fight, and I think he mentioned in the Camacho fight, which took place late in his career when he was past his prime, where he thought about, again, something that's taboo, something that's a no-no, something that a fighter can't do. Quit, submit. But here's the lesson, here's the life lesson. I wish he was allowed to talk more and he was not interrupted as he was. But I'll finish it. Here is really what we can gain from that. He's telling everyone, explaining to everybody there out in the world, you don't have to be a great fighter. You don't have to be a champion fighter. You don't have to be an Olympic gold medalist as he was, to feel weak. That when you're in a tough situation, it's normal to feel sometimes so weak that you might think about giving up. That even the great ones think that. The difference is what you do, not what you feel. You don't give up because you always have control over that choice, but you feel like it. It's a great, I had to say it to you guys. I want you to all hear it again and understand that. that when you're in your own fights, and we're all in fights, you don't have to be in a freaking ring. When you're in your own fight, and every once in a while it becomes too much, or it seems like it's too much, and you're thinking, maybe I can't do it. Maybe I'm going to give in. Maybe I'm going to give up. Hey, you're not alone. Great fighters like Sugar Ray Leonard thought it. It's normal to think it. What matters is what you do. Don't do it. Don't do it. You have the choice. You have the power not to do it. We all have the moments where we feel it. That doesn't make us weaker. That makes us normal. That it's our choice to be strong. I'll talk to you down the road again. So long.